Remember Jesus' words? Watch and pray. Now, praying we understand, but there's not much about watching. When I think of watching, I have an image of the father of the prodigal son. No doubt praying for his son to come to his senses, waiting for his son to come home, watching to see when he would. Then one day, while the son was still a long way off, he saw him, ran to him, threw his arms around him, and welcomed him home. What does it say in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 13, about the heroes of faith? That they saw the promises of God from a long way off and welcomed them. You know, it's not enough to simply pray. A lot of our prayers, in fact, a lot of our prayer meetings, are deficit prayers. We're telling God what we don't have. So with heads down and eyes closed, we tell God how we need this and we need that. Then we come back, heads down, eyes closed, and we do the same thing week after week, telling God what we don't have that we'd like him to give us. You know, I got a sneaking suspicion that God is doing a lot more than we give him credit for. The psalmist in chapter 5 verse 3 says, "In the morning, Lord, you hear my voice. In the morning I lay my request before you and wait," or watch, literally watch, expectantly. Intercession involves two things: praying and watching. A lot of the time, we don't expect God to answer. We just pray. Watching is praying with our eyes open, expectant that he is moving in response to prayer. In fact, there's a good chance he's already moving, and the fact that you're praying means that you are playing catch up with where God's already working. It's his spirit prompting you to pray in line with what he is already doing. That's true spirit-led prayer. In Philippians chapter 4 verse 6, it says, "Don't be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving." Why thanksgiving? Isn't it enough just to present your request? Why with thanksgiving? Because we're thanking God that he hears prayers prompted by his Spirit. We thank him that he loves to save, he loves to heal, he loves to forgive and restore. And then by faith, we welcome the promises of God regarding the situation that he's prompted us to pray about. We welcome those promises while they're a long way off. We don't wait for the answer to prayer to come into our lap before we thank him. We personally might never see the answers to some of the prayers that we pray, but that doesn't mean God is not answering, and it doesn't mean we shouldn't be thankful that he is listening and answering. As we lift our focus to the God who is always working, our eyes become open like the father to the prodigal son. We see what God's doing. We run to meet it. We welcome it. We embrace it, and we celebrate the goodness and the mercy of God, who is always at work.